If I do part two of this, I can bring those up. However, there is no evidence that there is this greater jihad and the lesser jihad. This idea is completely fake. Ibn Kathir himself calls it fake, Maudu narrations with no basis in Islamic scripture. Right, so this idea of the greater jihad, this is it's based on a fake hadith. Muslims are always saying, well, it's a weak hadith. Well, never mind weak. This thing is actually fake. In Islam, Sunni, 85% of Muslims, the term refers to traditions followed by Muhammad and early Muslims. So now what's interesting, the traditions are the Sunnah, and the Sunni follow the Sunnah. So if the Sunni are the people of the Sunnah, how come when you show them the Sunnah, they deny the Sunnah? Very, very weird. And the Shiat Ali, the party of Ali, the people of Ali. So basically they claim that the leaders of Islam should be the sons of Muhammad, should be the family of Muhammad. And the Sunni says, no, anyone can as long as they follow the Sunnah, they're legitimate leaders of Islam. 15% of Muslims, the term refers to the party of Ali, cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet. They felt that he should have assumed leadership, and the highest concentration of these is in Iran. Muslims worldwide, 1.2 billion. Muslims in the US, 2 to 8 million. Christians worldwide, 1.9 billion. Hinduism, 881 million. Buddhism, 360 million. Jews, 14 million. The Muslim Brotherhood, the world's largest secret society and an Islamic organization, terrorist organization, has something like 2 or 3 million members and 100 million adherents. So yeah, that's a lot. Largest Muslim populations, Indonesia. So when I get asked, why don't you read the Quran in Arabic? You're not using Arabic. Well, then how come Muslims aren't reading the Bible in Hebrew? How come they aren't reading it in Koine Greek? And also, how come the Indonesians aren't reading it in Arabic? How come the Pakistanis, the Bangladeshis, the Turks, the Indians, the Iranians, the Egyptians, they read it in Arabic? Because only about 15% of Muslims in the world are Arabic and understand Arabic. So unless China speaks Arabic, I don't think they're doing a whole lot of Arabic reading of the Quran. So 18%, this number is even lower today. Military stats. The Pentagon say there's 4,070 self-declared Muslims in the US Armed Forces in May 2001, the last time a count was made. Right? Qasim Uqta heads the American Muslim Armed Forces and Veteran Affairs Council in Washington, D.C. He counts upwards of 15,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard members in 2001. So, yeah, what is the correct figure? 4,000 self-declared Muslims in the US Armed Forces or 15,000? What he's hinting at, and what you'll see ultimately hints at, that they could be a potential fifth column. They might be people who would, at the very least, object and may even take action. Religion stats don't always reflect reality, so yes, yeah. Yeah, look, I'm not believing these facts. I'm just saying this is what he wrote. This is what he showed at the time. Remember, this is some years ago. This is like 15 years ago or more. The largest group of Muslims is African American, followed by Indo-Pakistanis, Arabs, and Caucasians in the military stats. According to some reports, estimates of about 1 to 3,000 members of the US Armed Forces converted to Islam or stationed in the Persian Gulf in the 90s. Fatwa. Muslims in the US military. Fatwa, religious rulings, legal opinions from Islamic leaders or scholars. No single authority, conflicting fatwas. That's because, again, people say that there is no Pope of Islam. Unlike in the Shia, there technically is a Pope of Islam, right? Iran technically has a Pope because they got very much a top-down structure. And remember, it's a religious, political, military, social order. This is completely different to the idea of in the church, where there's separation between church and state. Here they have no separation. In Sunni Islam, you have the ulama, right? So there actually is a governing body. It very much does exist.